This is me, and I don't have any hands. Stranded on the roof of Xonic's Megamall mod, before I can even think of escaping, I'll have to find the materials to craft prosthetics. That won't be easy though, there are 10,000 zombies inside, and I can't even hold a weapon. This is the hardest challenge I've ever done, and this is the story of how I did it. So yeah, I'm pretty cooked. The first thing I need to do is sneak away from here. There's a warehouse below me that likely has the supplies to make a prosthetic arm, but there are hundreds of zombies in there. Once they bust the door open, it's a lot less safe up here. Taking a look at the food court, there aren't as many zombies as I expected, and it's pretty good. And this is pretty bad. Without any arms, I'm unable to actually open any doors, so I'll have to rely on zombies. I can hear them breaking windows and banging on doors, so hopefully by shouting, I can attract some over to me. Behind this gate is my only water source, as well as a cafe that likely has food. And finally, after many in-game hours, one of them shows up and breaks down the door. Fighting with no arms is interesting. My only tactic is to shove them with my nubs and hope they fall over so I can stomp on them. Because of this, I can only take on 2, maybe 3 at a time without a fence. Luckily for me, this tennis net functions as a fence. I do have to watch out for them lunging after they dive over it though. This is way too many zombies, and while I will try and take out as many as I can myself, I do have sort of a backup plan. My strategy for dealing with this many zombies is to round up as many as I can and take them over to the food court roof. By abusing the zombies' pathing, I can cause some of them to fall down. Sounds great in theory, but many of these zombies will find their way back up, attracting other zombies along the way. It's temporary at best, but currently my only way of dealing with big hordes. If that door breaks, that means they have a direct path back up. It doesn't take me long to clear the roof. I try and take out any stragglers I can handle. Loot from zombies will be vital to this run, as they can have food, water, boots for stomping, and a mask which I need to not get corpse sickness. Already, there are a dozen zombies that have wandered back up. With the way sound works in this game, stomping on zombies may attract others from the floor below. This outdoor area has 2 sinks I can drink from, although they do have limited water, about 5 uses each. While the tennis net is great for landing guaranteed crits, I can be knocked over, giving me scratches, lacerations, or even giving zombies time to get to me. Yep, that's way too many. My limit with the net is about 6, so I'll have to draw them towards the opening. I can already see dozens of zombies stuck down below. I managed to keep a zombie with a backpack from falling down. This is huge, as I'll likely be carrying every item with me for a long time. With all the zombies coming up from below, certain areas might be inaccessible for quite a while. I also won't have much to carry, as I can't use weapons, which are the heaviest items. Military boots double the damage I do with stomping, so it's a huge upgrade. Oh yeah, that's much better. I finally cleared enough out to get a good look into the cafe. The fridge in there will hopefully have some food, and the cabinets may have some coffee. I'm starting to get pretty hungry, so the sooner the better. For now, all I can do is drink water and wait for them to knock down the door. Hunger progresses in stages in Project Zomboid, and I'm currently at the 2nd, which means I'm 25% weaker. I'm also starting to get tired, which will further weaken my strength. I just hit the 2nd stage, meaning I lose another 25% of my power. It'll start taking many more stomps to take out zombies. My best option for sleep is this bench in the corner of the basketball court. There can't be any zombies nearby though. I'm finally able to get to sleep and sleep for 10 minutes. I wake up even more tired with a dozen zombies nearby. In desperation, I lure them over to the edge. When I'm this tired, I do 90% less damage. This is not good. But more have already come up from downstairs. All I can do is lure them off the roof and slowly whittle down the stragglers. It's actually looking pretty clear. Maybe I can sneak inside and grab some food? I was way too close. I could have been bitten there and my run would be over. There's a chance it's clear over there now, so I need to deal with these quickly. Whee! Well, I'm not getting food tonight, so I might as well tell you about the goals I have for this challenge. First, I want to create 2 arms with materials from the mall. A hook will do, but arms are preferred. Second, I want to escape from the mall in a car. To even attempt this, I'll need arms to be able to open the car door and drive, but I think it would be a fitting end for this challenge. Once I get to that point, it would just turn into a regular Project Zomboid playthrough. It was unsafe to sleep, so I'm thinking I might as well try the cafe again. Unfortunately, there's one single zombie in the way. That turns into 3, which turns into 5, and the next thing I know, I'm repeating the cycle all over. Now that my fatigue is maxed out, I have to be very careful with my endurance. I won't regain any endurance until I sleep, and if it gets too low, I won't even be able to run. I noticed that zombies are just pathing up to the ledge where others fell down, so they're definitely being drawn by the noise. I don't have much endurance to spare, but maybe stomping zombies will at least stop them from coming up so I can sleep. I get a beer can off a zombie, and I have to make the choice of drinking it now or saving it to try and sleep. Decided to just drink it. I'm getting close to being very hungry, which will make me even weaker. Any more than that, and I'll start starving and losing HP. The sleep benefits from beer do last for a little bit too, so I might just be able to take advantage of that. In desperation, I head away from the cafe to see if I can sleep on the floor of the roof. You can only do this when you're absolutely exhausted, which I most definitely am. No luck though. Looks like there's no easy way out. Because there are so many zombies down in the food court, I get sneaking and light-footed experience at insanely high rates. Hopefully by leveling this up, I'll attract less zombies from below. Even if it's not completely clear, I'm definitely making progress on this side. I'm so weak though that even one zombie poses a threat. The gray bar at the top is my endurance, and if this runs out, I won't be able to fight any zombies. They just keep coming though, and all it takes is one mistake to kill this run. With my endurance this low and my fatigue so high, zombie kills go from taking 1 stomp to over 10. I fully exhaust my endurance hoping this is the last of them. But then 2 more come. I can't deal with these. If even a medium-sized group comes, it might be too much. I'm out of options now. I need to sleep even if it's just for 30 minutes, which will give me enough endurance to fight singular zombies. If you fail to fall asleep, you can try again after a little bit, and I managed to sleep just long enough to gain a little of my strength back. Even better, it looks like it's all clear up in the cafe for now. I managed to sneak inside and find 2 units of coffee, which will not only give me much needed calories, but reduce my fatigue even if I can't sleep. They will make me unhappy though. In the fridge is some fresh food and a carton of eggs. I'll leave the eggs for now as cooking them would make a lot of noise. These fruit will get rid of my hunger and buy me a lot more time. That couldn't have worked out better, as right when I leave, zombies are starting to make their way up. I eat enough food to top off my hunger, giving me more of my strength back. I'm still in desperate need of sleep, but I have enough strength to take on zombies again, which can give me extra food and hopefully prevent more from coming up. Bags of chips are great calories and alone buy me half a day with food. I decided to try sleeping again, as maybe the zombies below the other spots are keeping me awake. I managed to sleep a bit longer. Because the quality of my bed is so low, I get less rested from sleeping on them, so anything under an hour of sleep won't really help. This continues through the night. 1 of 3 zombies make their way up. I dispatch them, try to sleep and fail, and more have shown up, likely attracted by the stomping of the zombies before them. At least I have full endurance now and can stomp on them, but being so tired, this still becomes a huge risk as it takes twice as many stomps to kill them. I almost get bit and decide it's a little too risky for now to fight 3 at once. A group of 6 make their way up. I take them over to the ledge and make my biggest mistake yet. What the? Oh, come on. Oh, that's not good. I get my first injury of the run. Just a moderate scratch, but I'm unprepared. Until I bandage the wound, I will continue to bleed and lose HP. Because I don't have any arms, ripping sheets for bandages as well as tending the wound take exponentially more time. I managed to find a spot off to the side to tend my wound. I also try sleeping out of curiosity. No luck, which makes sense as there are likely 100 zombies right below me in the food court. Of the dozen attempts I've had at this challenge, this is definitely the hardest start I've had. The zombie distribution is a bit different every time, and it's likely the rooms below are just packed. I keep telling myself that every zombie I manage to kill is a little bit of progress. I could just eat one of my coffees, but I want to save them for if things get really dire. And just like that, I managed to sleep. Like, really sleep. I'm watching my fatigue crater down. This could be my chance to take control of this challenge. I start to get corpse sickness during the night, but it's not enough to wake me up. I feel like a new man. It's the 3rd day, and for the first time, I'm in a good spot with my hunger, thirst, endurance, and fatigue. I need to get away from these corpses, but that'll give me a chance to make a plan with my newfound strength. Okay, so on the north side of the mall I have the warehouse, but I think I need to spend some more time clearing out the south side. There's a bigger cafe downstairs and some back rooms I've honestly never checked out. I've been having so many problems sleeping, it could really be worth securing this area. I don't want to go through that again. And to no one's surprise, more zombies have wandered up. That's okay though. I can confidently take on small groups again, which means more potential loot. I can also use the coffee shop windows like a fence for easy criticals. This will save me endurance and let me take on more at once. Everything is going great until... that is not good. In one swipe, a zombie knocks me over. I'm bleeding and there's a hole in my boot, seriously hindering my movement speed. To make things worse, more zombies have come upstairs. I can't sprint and can barely outspeed the zombies. I have no other option. I need to get them to the hole. I can't fight this. I barely make it. Luckily, it's just a light scratch or I'd be bleeding more and losing a lot more health. I managed to run most of the zombies off, but I don't want to stomp on any with a hole in my boot and an open wound. The zombies stop coming, and thankfully there's another pair of boots on one of the zombies nearby. I managed to bandage the wound and put a new pair of boots on while pinning a zombie down. I'm going to have a bit of a limp for a while, but it's better than dying. I'm pretty rattled from that. It's time to check out the warehouse side. To my surprise, all of the doors are still up. Let's make some noise and change that so we can see what we're working with over here. If I could get this gate down, these rooms also have a good chance of holding some of the components for an arm. Hopefully the zombies wander towards it. Well, as expected, that's a lot of zombies and there's probably another 100 inside. I decide it might be a good time to eat a coffee, as who knows how many zombies have wandered up on the other side. It could be a long night. The zombies opened up the door to the staircase. I'd wanted to avoid this as long as possible, but it was inevitable. A lot of zombies have a way up now, and it's accessible from the food court down below. A lot of zombies have made their way up. It's risky, but I think I want to try and corral them all together and run them off. It may just be a temporary solution, but I'm curious how many make their way back up. I'm worried that some of them may wander over to the other side if there's this many up here. I still have a bit of a limp, but while it's injured, I can still jog and outspeed the zombies if necessary. Despite the large number of zombies, I feel a lot safer on this side. The space is a lot more open, and I have full endurance and only a little fatigue. That means I can sprint if needed, and really take some time to get a nice clump. I also am hoping to draw some away from the warehouse. It seems to take them at least a couple minutes to get back up, so if I can clear the roof off enough, I may be able to sprint over to the warehouse area and loot a couple things. To make the arms, I need 2 planks, 4 pipes, and a welder's mask. It doesn't sound like a lot, but the mask is fairly rare, so it could be a while. I spend all night clearing the roof. It feels like I'm making some progress, though it's hard to measure. There seems to be a somewhat steady stream of zombies coming back up. As I'm not fully exhausted, it seems like a good time to get some stomping kills. I'm still looking for quite a bit of loot from the zombies. Alcohol, food, and a gas mask are all things I can get, which would really help me at this point. I'm trying a new strategy where I slowly creep towards the zombies and try and pull a couple of them away from the group. As I'm clearing this group, it starts to rain for the first time. It's just sprinkling, but this could develop into an all-out storm. If I get wet, I don't have a safe place to stay indoors, so I could easily get sick. I weigh my options. I've made so much progress, but I also don't know how many zombies are on the other side. I decide to turn back. The rain has started to pick up, and there are a lot of zombies on the cafe side. I have limited time to clear this out and find a way to get under a roof. Whee! I have another worry. It's likely that some of the zombies I lured into the food court will make their way back up to the cafe side. As I make my way over to the cafe, there are just a few zombies trickling in, but we'll have to wait and see. It would be good to even have 30 seconds inside to dry off, and possibly fill my tumblers up with water. This other entrance in front of the cafe is starting to worry me. In all my runs, I've never actually gone back there. From peeking in, it just looked like an access way for the employees, but I know the movie theater is a bit further down that way too. Maybe I'll check it out at some point. Inevitably, I make another mistake, but luckily push the zombie away before getting hurt. I've been at this for hours, and I'm starting to get exhausted. Luckily, the rain is starting to die down. I hear gunshots in the distance. While I like the idea someone's out there shooting zombies, I hope it doesn't somehow attract any to my location. With my endurance getting lower and my fatigue higher, I decide to rest and plan out the rest of the day. I'm thinking that if the cafe is empty, I should at least search the rest of it. A lot of the high calorie food I currently have, such as coffee and cocoa powder, makes me unhappy, so it could be nice to get some books to counter that. I'd forgotten about these eggs. I guess I can cook them in the microwave? As a cook in real life, I wouldn't recommend cooking them this way. I'm actually not sure if they'll explode or something. Oh right, microwave's beep. Surely that won't draw a bunch of zombies, right? I should have expected that. At least it drew in a manageable amount. It started to rain again, but I don't think I have any other option. I'm definitely not sleeping inside the cafe, so all I can do is go to my usual bench and hope for the best. All things considered, I slept great. I wake up almost perfectly rested and only a little damp. Hopefully the cafe is still clear and I can stay inside and dry off. Honestly, not bad. I think I'll try fighting in the cafe to see how many more come up. So good so far. Even with zombies still trickling in, this is a noticeable difference from the first couple days. I'm making progress, and that fills me with determination. I'm pretty keen on taking a look downstairs to see what I'm dealing with. The cafe downstairs has mostly fresh foods such as pastries, which are high-calorie food. Going down the stairs, I see a zombie that has a small chance of dropping a cure. Looking into the cafe though, it doesn't look like I'll be making it in anytime soon. I managed to get the hazmat zombie, but unfortunately no cure. I have it set to only about a 25% chance, but it would have been nice. I decide to pull up the last stragglers outside the cafe downstairs. Even if I'm not going in there, I don't want any of them coming up here. I swear I'm not that bad at this. I just show you the, close calls. I decide to take a peek down inside the back. There's a staircase which explains all the zombies, and a long hallway which at least is empty. I'm pretty scared of getting caught in here though. Then, I find a massive food stash. This is huge. I've been losing a lot of weight, and some of the pastries are still fresh. Looking further down the hall, it's not looking good. I'll definitely keep this area in mind though. Back outside, it's starting to lightly rain. I'm actually in a really good spot right now. I have food for the short term, and I have an area of the roof that's relatively safe. I'm not very fatigued, so I think I'll check on the other side once I clear out any zombies that followed me out. Ooh, a juice box. I'm not surprised to see a small horde here. In fact, it's actually a lot less zombies than I expected. What I am surprised to see is this massive horde in the food court. I'm not sure if it was the gunshot or what that drew them towards the wall, but I'm grateful they're not all coming back up. I know I've shown a lot of zombie kills in quick cuts, but this is the reality of fighting them without a fence. Every fight is a little different, and I have to be really careful to space them properly and hope I can push them down in a reasonable amount of time. My range for pushing is really short, and the margin for error is tiny. I can't imagine taking more than 3 at once this way. As I peek towards the warehouse, I see some zombies gathered by the metal gate. If they break that down, that could be a huge opportunity to get parts for a new arm. I'm feeling bold. I'm going to try taking on 3 zombies at once. It seems small, but it would make clearing this side of the roof a lot easier. No problem. Although, quite a lot of zombies have come up here in the meantime, probably from all the stomping. Fuck it, I might as well gather them all up and try and get them away from the warehouse. If they've knocked the gate down, I won't need more than a minute to quickly get in and out. I also know by now that at least some of the zombies are getting trapped in the food court, so this solution might not be as temporary as I had feared. There's also something oddly satisfying about watching them all fall off. I've been out in the rain too long though. I'm hoping I can create a big enough distance they lose interest in me. I run over to the cafe hoping I can at least be inside long enough to dry off. There are zombies coming from both sides though. I don't think I'll be able to clear them safely. I'm too greedy about getting kills, and I make another mistake. Luckily, I'm not punished for it. It's okay, I'm dry enough. It looks like a few of the zombies managed to follow me over here. One of them is a hazmat zombie, but I can't afford to be picky about stomping him for a chance at a cure right now. I'll have to run them off. I'd rather they come up this side anyways. I'm starting to get a bit tired, so it's time to start clearing as many as I can rather than sending them down to delay them. I almost get knocked down twice. I'm clearly worried about sleeping and I'm playing sloppy. I consider that maybe I'll eat one of my coffees to buy me a bit more time. I have a bad habit in games of saving my consumables when I should just use them to make my life easier. This is definitely one of those times. I decide to rest in the cafe to gain some endurance back as well. It would be nice if that zombie behind me would bang down that door to the locker room. Maybe I'll leave him be for now. Having eaten the coffee grinds, I'm basically back to perfect condition. It's pretty much like a fresh new day, so I'm going to do all I can to clear as many zombies as possible. There are a lot of bodies on the ground, so a gas mask would be huge at this point. It's clear enough to check inside one of the locker rooms. I don't expect to find much that I can use, but I do find a few books. Eating those coffee grounds made my character a little depressed, which is understandable. I do have to move quick though. Getting trapped in here could be a disaster. I managed to make it out just as zombies are getting close. I dispose of them and then check down the stairs to make sure I don't have any more visitors. As I have a whole day ahead of me, I want to make some progress on the other side. I can't tell if the horde of zombies is growing or shrinking. Something to definitely keep an eye on. If you've enjoyed the video so far, consider subscribing and leaving a comment letting me know what you think. I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers by the end of the month, and your support can help me hit that goal. It looks like when I stomp on a zombie, any that are directly on the floor below will be attracted up to that spot. This horde is a little too big for me to deal with, but that might be something I can take advantage of later. For now, I'm going to try rounding up all the zombies and going for that gate that got knocked down. I'll be honest though, this is way more zombies than I had expected. I can see a group of them stuck down below, and despite a steady stream of zombies coming up, the pack is starting to thin. I keep at it all through the evening into the night, and finally just a few zombies remain. Whee! On literally the last zombie, I make another mistake and miss a push. Whee! A moderate scratch to the torso. It could be a lot worse, and by now I bring sheets to bandage myself. I'm not letting all that go to waste though, we're pushing onward. I still have plenty of endurance and I'm not quite tired yet. A few zombies have wandered into the gated area. Unfortunate, but maybe I can draw them out before more come from downstairs. If only I hadn't gotten that scratch, that probably took me a whole minute to take care of. I try pushing back, but this doesn't look like it's going to happen tonight. There are just too many zombies coming back up and I'm not able to clear them before another wave comes. While I'm disappointed, I don't actually have a good plan for getting into those two rooms. I could break the window, but that would inevitably draw zombies and climbing through it may leave me with shards of glass in me. It's okay, we still made some great progress today. Getting back to the cafe side, there are only 3 zombies. I should have no problem clearing these. Damn it. I swear I'm not that bad, guys, trust me. We're currently at the start of our 6th day in this challenge, and though progress is slow, I'm feeling very good about this run. Time for bed. Wait, hold on a second. Alright, time for bed. Oh, god damn it. I'm going to kill every zombie in this mall. I finally get to sleep and manage to sleep through the entire night. My only injury is my torso, but I should have a full day of progress ahead of me. This might be the first time there hasn't been a single zombie after waking up. I have my eyes set on clearing out the warehouse side today. Even if I can get planks and pipes for my prosthetics, that'll be huge. If it comes down to it, I might be able to sprint into the warehouse and grab a welding mask later on. I've been thinking about the window, and even if I get cut from it, I should be fine until I get out as long as I'm at full health at the start. At this point, it's worth the risk. I notice the zombies are walking to one distinct spot in the middle of the roof. If I'm careful, I might be able to sneak by or at the very least, pull just a few. Then, I find my opening. Very carefully, I manage to creep my way towards the window. If any zombies notice me, I could get trapped in here. I'd hope they might break down this door, but I'm not that lucky. This is the moment of truth. Will I start bleeding? Attract a dozen zombies? There's only one way to find out, and I need to get in there or deal with hundreds of more zombies. And none of them seem to care. Wasn't expecting that, to be honest. Climb through the broken window and no cuts. Huh. Taking a look at the loot, it's a great start. 2 planks will be enough to make an arm. I still need pipes, 2 for a hook and 4 for an arm. The gates that got knocked down should have some, but there's no welder's mask, which is too bad. As soon as I finish grabbing the planks, I notice there's 3 zombies outside. This is not good. I have to make a choice here. If they start banging on the door, it's over. Huh. I'm not sure where those zombies went, but I need to capitalize on this. I think normally I'd hurt my arm doing that. That's the one benefit of not having them. The sound attracted some zombies though. They're more than I expected, and I tripped trying to run past them. I don't know what I was thinking. That could have been it. Luckily, I'm able to make it out unscathed. There are a lot of zombies on the roof now. I spend the rest of the afternoon running them off. I won't need more than a minute to get inside that other building and potentially get the welder's mask. If some random sound attracts those zombies out of the food court, I'm screwed. Let's hope that doesn't happen. It's looking pretty clear now. I'll be tired soon, but maybe I can sneak in. Nope, still a couple more. They really love hiding behind that gated area. I decide to call it for the night. With how many zombies came up last time I attracted a bunch from down below, by the time I clear another group, I'd be really tired, and I don't know if there are zombies waiting for me back by the cafe. It looks like I made the right choice. Okay, but actually, there were only 2 zombies on this side. I'm glad I called it regardless, but I expected a lot more over here. I think I can start being more aggressive pushing the warehouse side moving forward. I washed myself off for the first time in ages. There's no functional benefit, but it feels good. It's the start of the 7th day now, and this is one of the longest runs that I've had. I take care of a couple stragglers that have wandered in, and then it's off to bed. I've been sleeping great lately. That makes me think I've cleared out a majority of the zombies underneath me, and there's none coming up to the cafe during the night. There's quite a few zombies scattered around though. I'm guessing the zombies on the warehouse side have been roaming the roof. I have another chance to take on a group of 3. It's a huge risk, but it's kind of a guilty pleasure to try it. Try not to bore you too much with every zombie kill, but this clip just shows how difficult it is to take on multiple zombies at once. Compared to normal style of kiting zombies, it feels really dynamic with no arms. I'm going to try and avoid running any zombies off today. Ideally, I can pull groups of 3 or less and only risk pulling zombies from the floor below rather than the ground floor too. There's a steady stream of zombies coming up from below, but that's perfect for fighting them slowly. I can never have too many pairs of boots. The Iron Ranger ones look pretty cool too. Is it clear already? I know zombies like to hang out inside the gate, but this is great to see. That means my strategy of only stopping them today has been working. Ooh, there are quite a few here. That was almost bad. And then I make another mistake. I miss another shove and get punished with a severe scratch on my shoulder. I really should have gotten hit twice here looking back at it. Despite my mistakes, I've gotten really lucky this run with no bites. A scratch only has an 8% chance of leading to a zombie infection. That's still going to be in the back of my mind though. I decided to temporarily retreat. I pulled a few and would rather fight them near the cafe. Before I continue fighting, I want to bandage myself so I stop losing health, and eat to full so I start gaining some back. Time to head back out though. We're getting into that building today. I have no choice but to continue the sloppy fights. There is no alternative. I just have to learn from my mistakes and get good. I come across another hazmat zombie. Given all my missteps, a cure would be great. I could be infected right now. A jet flies by, which could draw the zombies where it's headed to the east. No luck today. That's the second one I've killed, so I'm below the drop rate now. That's fine though, I hope. Not exactly what I was hoping for today, but also not horrible. I'm not getting giant hordes anymore, which shows great progress. I have enough food for now that I think I'm above dog food, but I'll always take a bag of chips. It appears the zombies below have migrated, and I have a steady stream headed up here. Editor, cut that part out. Make me look good from now on. The water could go off at any time, and I'm realizing how bad that would be. At least they're coming up one by one. Should be pretty easy to deal with. Oh, god damn it. It's okay, though. It's a severe scratch, but I have bandages, and there aren't too many. Another scratch, another 8% chance my run ends in the next couple of days. I'm starting to get exhausted after all the fighting today, so I'll probably need to call it a night. Luckily, I have some alcohol wipes to disinfect the wound. I'll have trouble sleeping if I'm in this much pain, but it should be okay once I've bandaged it. I have another long day planned tomorrow, so I need a good night's sleep. I managed to sleep through the night, though, and begin day 8 in decent condition. I am curious about these back rooms. Another close call. Hopefully that means it's a lucky day. I honestly had no idea there were all these rooms back here. I can see some kind of mechanical room at the end of the hall. Maybe there's some more pipes and planks in there for my second arm. This room is filled with loot I need. I can't believe this was back here. Pipes, planks, and then I find it. Oh my god, this is it. Oh my god, pick it up. Oh, yes. Oh my god, finally. 2 pipes. Alright, we gotta get the hell out of here. Finally, the welding mask. After 8 days fighting towards the warehouse side, we find it in a completely unexpected place. That does bring up an interesting dilemma. We need 4 pipes for a prosthetic arm, and we only have 3. I could make the hook, but it'll be significantly slower than the arm. Before I decide, I'll at least check all the spots that are easily accessible. Suddenly, I hear an air raid siren. I have no idea what kind of effect this is going to have on the zombies on the other side of the roof, let alone the food court. This could be bad. It looks like the zombies are a bit more active with the siren going on. I can't be too bothered with them though. I'm just here to look at doors and gates that were broken down to see if there are any pipes on the ground. It doesn't look like I'm going to have an easy choice to make though. At least the food court zombies are staying put. There has to be at least a couple hundred down there. It does give me a chance to train my sneak and light-footed up insanely fast. Up until now I've been neglecting those stats because I'm fighting so much and that will make noise anyway, but I'm doing quite a bit more sneaking behind zombies. Leveling these up will make me far less likely to attract zombies with my footsteps. Maybe I missed something in the room I found the mask. I was in and out pretty fast and there were some other boxes in the room. Pipes aren't particularly rare, so I could easily find another one here. That's a lot of zombies though. I need to be careful now more than ever. Not today. I've learned to push when I get jump scared. This is why I'm glad I trained my sneaking up. I don't want to pull any zombies in here. Unfortunately though, it doesn't look like there are any more pipes in here. I'm pushing my luck, but I want to see what's in this room at least. I see a utility shelf, but there's way too many zombies right now. I almost get trapped on the way out. That was too close. It's about that time of the day where I'm starting to get tired. I've pretty much exhausted all of my options without pushing further into the warehouse, but I don't want to potentially get bit and lose the run when I could have had a hook. I don't know. I'll sleep on it and see how I feel. Another positive is that I've been keeping my calories up. I'm not gaining weight, but I'm not losing it either. I head to bed and get woken up by a police helicopter. It's not the worst thing, as it's to the south and will hopefully draw the zombies in that direction. That's great for me because the warehouse is in the opposite direction. If I had a helicopter to the north, it could pull all the zombies into the area I'm trying to clear. It might put them under the cafe though, which could be really bad for me. I try and go back to sleep and uh-oh. That must mean the helicopter drew some zombies under me. Try to sleep again and still no luck. Finally, on the 3rd time, I managed to sleep for a full 8 hours. Well, more like 5 hours. I'm still only half rested, but that'll have to do for now. I still have another coffee if I'm truly desperate. It's the start of day 9 and my weight and stats are looking really good. There are some more zombies near the cafe than normal. I imagine that helicopter got them moving and that's going to make looking for a pipe tough. I'm going to try looking in that utility shelf I saw the other day, if I can get to it. I head to the back and that's not good. They broke down the door and have spread into the hall. Well, I think that decides it. I'm going to make the hook. It means I'll do actions slower than if I had the hand, but I can at least train my prosthetics familiarity and hopefully look for pipes faster than if I had nothing at all. At least the food court zombies haven't moved yet, and the other side of the roof is looking pretty clear despite all of the noise. It's been 9 days in the making. I'm disappointed I can't make the arm, but this is still going to be a huge step in the challenge. I'll finally be able to hold a weapon and fight decent-sized groups of zombies. It also won't take an extra 15 seconds to complete literally any action. In over a dozen runs, this is the furthest I've gotten, and although it represents a huge step, I also don't have any frame of reference for what I need to do next, so it also represents stepping into the unknown. I don't actually have a weapon though, so I guess I'll have to stomp one more zombie. I can't wait another minute. I'll have to use the extra metal pipe I have. As long as I don't break it, I think I can still use it for my arm. The sooner I start training my weapon and arm skills, the better. Damn, that's satisfying. I'm excited to head over to the warehouse side now. Well, that was an interesting close call. I would have been so tilted if I got hit there. Not really sure what happened. I'd like to say this run will turn into a more regular Project Zomboid run now, but this is still considered the hardest map mod. With just a hook and a low prosthetics level, my swing speed is pathetically low as well. I really want to get behind this door. It's weird no zombies have knocked it down yet. I can also take a look behind this gate. I could have a zombie break it down for pipes now too. It doesn't look like there's anything back here, but it's a decent option if I need to retreat. Time for bed. Hopefully tomorrow I can make some huge progress with my new hook. I wake up and it's sprinkling. Rather than head to the other side of the roof, I think I'll check out the back hallways today. I go inside and... that zombie came out of nowhere. I have a severe laceration on my torso. That's a 25% chance of turning me into a zombie. How could I be so careless? There's quite a few zombies that came out of the hallways, and with my injury, my swing speed is even lower than normal. Even with my injury, I feel a bit more confident pushing into the hallways. I'll need more weapons, and there were some metal bars in the room where I found the welding mask. With all the zombies that have been coming down the hall, I might be able to push toward the movie theater. I doubt there will be much there in terms of loot, but I may find some food and potentially an easier way down to the parking lot. My laceration is still pretty bad. No signs of a zombie infection yet at least. I'm going to try and keep it from getting a regular infection so I can sleep better. While tending the wound, I drop almost down to half health, so I'll have to be really careful until I heal. I am not getting fooled by this corner again. Just a few zombies, not too bad. I still want to kite them out though. I have an idea. I'm really only looking for pipes to make my next prosthetic, and this metal gate should give me at least one. Nice. 2 more for an arm. I could make a hook, but I can definitely hold out for now. I've had too many bad experiences in here, so I'm going to kite them outside whenever I have to fight even a couple zombies if I can help it. Before they broke the door down, I saw what looked like a couple dozen down there, and fighting in here will possibly attract zombies from the floor below too. I know I've gotten a bit sidetracked from my mission to get to the warehouse, but that's possibly just delaying the inevitable because I have a feeling there will be 10 times the amount of zombies over there. It's not all bad though. A higher weapon skill and swing speed will be incredibly helpful. I drink a beer to numb the pain and manage to have a great sleep. Back at it again the next day, checking that corner. You can tell how paranoid I am after that laceration. I have a lot more to lose now. It looks like it's clear enough to loot. There's a lot of food in here, some of it high calorie. My weight is steady for now, so I'm not too concerned with taking everything. Cereal is incredible though, providing over 2,000 calories, which can pretty much feed me for an entire day. Going into the next room, I almost get hit by the old zombie behind the corner trick. There's quite a few zombies chasing me, so I try and actually kite them this time. Making my way back in, I find the mother lode, or so I thought. This entire room is filled with camera film. Talk about a disappointment. Out in the hall, there aren't as many zombies as I had thought. I think most of them were pulled towards the roof from all the noise. Another room I had high hopes for, that's a bust. I guess it makes sense as we're above a movie theater, but I can't help but be disappointed. I find a pretty decent knife. I've been considering switching from short blunt. I normally hate short blade weapons, but it might help with the swing speed issue. I did find this key inside, and I really want to see if it unlocks this door. Oh my god. This is incredible. Not only is there a bit of food, but this is the first safe room that I've had access to. Sure, zombies make their way here eventually, but I should be able to barricade outside to give me more than enough warning. It has 2 sinks and plenty of storage too. I could even move a bench in here so I don't have to sleep out in the rain. This is a huge find. I'll put a trash can up now, but tomorrow I'll get a full barricade up. I don't think it'll be an issue tonight, and I'm exhausted, so I'd rather just get to sleep first. I moved the bench inside and sleep for almost an entire 12 hours. Sounds like I had my first visitor outside. Time to get this barricade up. Now that I have an arm, well, hook, I can jump the fence so I don't need to pick my barricade every time. I'm not sure this will help me sleep, but I'll feel a lot more secure. Alright, I can't put it off anymore. We're going to make some huge progress on the north side today. Not only can I potentially get components for an arm over here, but it's my escape route too. Now that's what I'd call a successful day. I decided to retreat because it started to rain and I'm already sweaty from the zombie killings. One thing I've noticed is that with a short blunt weapon, my endurance isn't an issue at all, as the weapons I'm using are really light. That means I can kill dozens of zombies without getting tired, so as long as I'm getting a good night's sleep, I should be able to endlessly make progress during the day. While it's raining, I am going to be limited to shorter outings. I decided to wash myself off and call it a day. Boredom will be a small issue while I'm inside as it will lead to my unhappiness going up, but I have quite a few books which should decrease both. At least I'm having no trouble sleeping in here. I wake up incredibly rested. It looks like my barricade's doing its job too. I really like this setup I have back here. It's the first time during this run I'm not completely on edge, and it's a welcome change. It's really starting to rain hard, so I'll definitely have to spend some time inside. That's okay though, I am a little worried about zombies migrating around, but there's not much I can do about it. My calories are pretty low too, so I could use a day to gain some weight back. I do find another great knife on a zombie. I think once I'm through these metal bars, I'll switch to short blades. They attack faster and their damage is a lot higher. There have been a lot of zombies on this side of the cafe. I'm a bit worried that clump in the mall is starting to disperse, which could give me a bit of trouble. I'm also glad it was raining today, as it would be a huge pain to come back tonight and see all those zombies on this side. I also decided to barricade the entrance to the movie theater hallway. I don't want to push any further that way for... Oh my god, that was close. Yeah, I hate this little area. It's finally stopped raining, but I'll be tired soon and I decided to just rest the best I can before another long day tomorrow. I've been out here over a month now, and it'll soon be fall, which means colder weather and more rain. I need to make progress when I can, so if it's a good day, I'll fully commit and use my coffee if I need to. With my last metal bar about to break, it's finally time to switch to the short blade. They have shorter reach, but swing a lot faster, and will quickly do more damage once I level that skill up a bit. Oh yeah, I could get used to this. My skills are looking pretty good. I'm also finally starting to gain weight. I'm on my 13th day now, and I think I have a real shot at completing this challenge. Already short blade too. I finally realized that because my profession is doctor, I gained short blade experience at more than twice the speed of short blunt. I pretty much go on a marathon clearing out this side of the roof. The zombies are pretty much coming endlessly, but I've worked out a kiting path that makes them reasonable to deal with. I end up going through my coffee and pretty much spending an entire 24 hours out here. For the first time in this challenge, I'm feeling damn near invincible. I'm so close to my goal, I really only need another pipe for a second arm and to make a path down to the ground floor. Once I'm there, it shouldn't be too hard to find a car, as a majority of the zombies are inside. Even if there are, fighting zombies in open spaces clearly isn't an issue for me anymore. My biggest concern at this point is getting trapped in a staircase on the way down, so I do want to be thorough before I commit to that. Still, I don't want to get complacent. There are over 10,000 zombies in this mall on base settings, and I've only killed a bit over 1,000. I could have a long way to go, and I have no idea what's waiting for me in the warehouse. I've considered going down the side staircase, but it's just too tight in there for me to take that risk. The warehouse is on the northeast corner of the mall, so I think I have the best chance of making it out that way. I also want it open enough so that if I need to, I can come back inside and spend another night if I'm not able to find a car as fast as I had hoped. While I was out, I finally found the final pipe I need. I still need one more plank, but I have an idea for how I can get one. It's only a 17% chance to get one from this. Hopefully I still have a bit of luck in me. And with that, I can finally craft the prosthetic arm. This has been a long time coming, and I'll finally have the use of both of my arms. I've trained my prosthetics up enough that my action speed will almost be back to normal, too. Oh, this is so nice. We finally did it. Oh, it's over. Oh, that looks so good. Oh my god, yes. Oh, such a relief. So that means it's back to the other side of the roof to test out my new arm. I try short blunt weapons again, and it's a night and day difference with my swing speed back to normal. There's still a lot of zombies, but I've slowly been pushing towards the warehouse. I've never been so filled with determination. I get my first look into the warehouse, and that's a lot of zombies. Honestly, more than I expected. I thought a lot of them were already being drawn out, but I guess it was just from the floor below. This could be harder than I thought, and this horde is so big, I decided to run some of them off the roof for the first time in a while. Is it just me, or has the food court horde gotten significantly smaller? It's kind of crazy. As I'm clearing towards the warehouse, there are just dozens of zombies pouring past the ones that are standing there. How many zombies are in here? Skipping ahead a couple days, and nothing's really changed. We're woken up by a news helicopter, and it's raining. Tomorrow will be the first day of September. I don't think I've mentioned, but I am using the Surviving Through Seasons mod, which means months progress 3 times as fast. Heading back over to the warehouse side, and it looks a lot different over here. Bodies have started to decay, and it just feels a little too calm. We finally cleared the upper area of the warehouse, though. I don't want to be too rash, but the staircase on the north side of the room should lead directly to the outside. Let's make some noise first. And just like that, another stream of zombies from the bottom floor. I had considered making a dash for it, but this just proves that would have been a horrible idea. I am curious. From the beginning of this challenge, I was saying that this room was my best shot at a welding mask. Things obviously didn't go to plan, but it looks like if they had, I would have been massively disappointed. Funny how things work out sometimes. On the bright side, there are a couple weapons I find here, including a crowbar, which could come in handy as it's the most durable weapon. There are still hordes of zombies coming up from the bottom floor of the warehouse. I'm almost level 5 in short blade now though, so I can make quick work of them. The horde in the food court has almost completely dispersed, and I get the feeling I've been fighting some of them over the last week. Oh well, that just means I'll have less to worry about once I'm down there. It's off to bed and another day pushing tomorrow. I do wake up with moderate neck pain, but there's not much I can do about that, and it doesn't have too much of a negative effect. I've killed over 1,200 zombies, and I suspect that'll keep growing today. There's so many zombies coming out of the warehouse, I'm actually considering checking down the staircase on the side. I have quite a bit of duct tape to repair my weapons, but that has diminishing returns, and I haven't been getting the weapon drops from zombies I need to sustain this. My sneak skill is pretty decent from sneaking near the food court horde, so I'm hoping that if the staircase is currently clear, I can make my way down without attracting any zombies. This is kind of a spur-of-the-moment decision, as I'm not fully rested. That being said, if I can establish a path to outside, that would be a huge step towards finding a car and escaping. We're finally outside after almost 20 hours and in-game days of this challenge. My plan from here is to make my way counterclockwise around the mall until I find a car. Even though the food court horde has dispersed, there could still be dozens in the immediate area. I don't have the skills required to hotwire a car, so I'm really looking for a usable car that already has a key in it, and while there are likely a lot of cars around the mall, that is still quite rare. I decide to call it for the day and run up to the warehouse. I can see where all those zombies were coming from. There's still a couple dozen here and they've definitely heard me. I'm already drowsy, so it would be pushing my luck to try and escape today, as it'll likely take me a while to find a usable car. There isn't any parking on the northeast side of the mall either, so I'll have to go quite a while. This could be the last time I see my little home. Hopefully I can get a good sleep and stock up on everything I might need for a long journey tomorrow. I'm all out of coffee, so I'll need to move quickly or find a different place to spend tomorrow night. On my way back, I also find an incredible weapon with almost max damage. I'll probably save it for when I'm down on the ground though. I'm planning on heading out through the warehouse and I know what to expect after yesterday. I almost get trapped while fighting on the stairs, but manage to clear them all fast enough with my higher weapon skill. I finally make it back outside again. This is the biggest horde I've come across so far, and I don't have any option but to either try and run away or whittle them all down. My fitness is pretty high though, so I can comfortably take them on without becoming exhausted. To my southwest is the guard building, and while it's unlikely I use any guns that I find, it could be a great temporary base for the night. It's a good thing I brought a screwdriver and hammer, which will allow me to take down this door without making too much noise. Once inside, I find a longsword in the weapons stash. This has max damage, and although my long blade skill is lower, it'll make fighting zombies a lot safer. Upstairs, I found my first real bed. I haven't been fully rested since I started this challenge. I wake up with 0 neck pain and 0 fatigue. That's a first. I spend a little time eating any food to top off my hunger, but that's mostly so I don't have to worry about it for a while if I encounter another really big horde. Outside, I don't see a single zombie yet. It was surprising I saw so many outside the warehouse, but I imagine that was from me attracting them. This has been the hardest run I've ever done in Project Zomboid, and my time spent on failed runs was just as long as the successful run. I highly recommend it to anyone who is looking for a challenge, as the playstyle of having no arms is completely different from how you normally play. I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing it with a mall rooftop start though, if I'm being totally honest. I find a few cars that don't have a key or gas, but then on just my third one, I find one that I can get started. I decide that I'll get a bit of gas before I head out. I don't need to, but it just feels right after all we've been through. And with that, we complete the No Arm Rooftop Mall Challenge. If you've watched until the end, I hope that means you've enjoyed it, as this has been my biggest project on the channel so far. A like and subscribe would signal to me that my content is resonating with people, and motivate me even more to make videos like this, as I really do enjoy it. Also, if you have any ideas for challenges I should do in the future, leave me a comment down below, as I love pushing this game to the limit and setting arbitrary goals. But for now, it's time for Hans Gruber to leave this place and start his new life.